So we have a trans gentleman, allegedly has throat slit by man whom he met on dating app, he says. This is something else. Houston, Texas. A trans gentleman said he had his throat slit during a first date with a man he said he met on a dating app. Cordell Stewart, 24, is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon for the alleged attack that happened on September 20th. The 22-year-old victim, Taylor Smith, said he has been on dating apps before, but has never met up with anyone in person. Okay. I don't believe that, but whatever. He described Stewart as a gentleman before their date and said he did not see any red flags. A couple of days after meeting and texting with Stewart, he said he invited him to her home in Southeast Houston. There's your mistake right there. That's why I don't believe that this person never met up with anyone before off of a dating app, or else you wouldn't be so quick to have somebody up in your house that you don't even know. Before the two met, Smith said he told Stewart that he was a transgender. I don't believe that either. I would never not tell a person, Smith said. That was something discussed way before we even started having a conversation. Well, I don't know. Maybe he did say something. So many of them are just out and loud and proud with their dysfunction these days. Anyway, let's continue. According to Smith, Stewart arrived at her home around 5 p.m. with a backpack. Smith said he searched the bag but only found clothes inside. While they were together, he said the two watched a movie, ate dinner together, and cuddled. Smith said about 5 hours later, the two began kissing before he allegedly pinned his hands under his knees, pulled out a knife, and slit his throat. I guess it was in his shorts, and he just slit my throat at the same time as he covered my mouth, Smith said. From there, Smith describes a violent brawl that ensued. He said Stewart beat her up as they battled over the knife. At this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, Taylor, if you don't fight back, you're going to die. He's going to get this knife out of your hand and he's going to stab you to death, he remembered. Stewart's mugshot shows scratches on his face. Smith said he was able to reach neighbors for help. Stewart was arrested hours later and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He remains in the Harris County Jail on a $125,000 bond. Smith received stitches in his neck and hand where he grabbed the knife during the fight. When asked if he thought Stewart was trying to kill her, Smith said, I know he was trying to kill me. I don't think anything. I know he was trying to kill me. If that knife were a little bit sharper, I would have been dead. Smith said he does not believe he was attacked because he was transgender. Oh, really? Smith was aware before the confrontation, he said. I still want to know what it is, Smith said. I cooked for him. We prayed over our food. We enjoyed each other's company. We laughed. Before inviting him over, Smith said he did not know about prior charges Stewart was facing. Court records in Galveston show Stewart was charged with murder in 2020. He was accused of shooting and killing a man during a sale of shoes. The case was dismissed in April of 2023. Records cite that an eyewitness, a surviving victim of the shooting, refused to cooperate. The Galveston County District Attorney's Office said they had no option other than to drop the charges when the witness decided not to cooperate. Still, they do have the option to refile the case if the witness decides to cooperate. Stewart was also charged in 2022 for having a shank or a makeshift knife in jail. He pleaded guilty in the case and was given credit for time served. Please search their names, Smith said about using dating apps. I feel like if I would have searched his name up and I would have seen that, I probably would have been like, no, do your background checks. Just be safe. Stewart's hired defense attorney declined to comment. So we're almost in 2024. And, you know, the online dating has been going on for a long time. And there's still people out here not doing background checks on the people you meet up with. You're inviting total strangers into your home. There's no excuse for people to be this stupid anymore. There's some video here. Let's watch some video. Whoop. Come on, let's go. Here we go.
Well, we've got a warning tonight about dating apps. A woman told us she wishes she'd done more research before she invited a man that she met on an app to come to her home.
Because she didn't know just months before he'd been charged with murder. He's in jail tonight, and she's recovering from a terrifying attack, having her throat slit. ABC 13's Micah Hatfield talked with the woman and joins us now with her story.
I had a good feeling, and it was one of those good feelings you have to push down for it to like go away.
Just a few hours after Taylor Smith, a transgender woman, says she got that feeling on her first date with Cordell Stewart, a man she met on a dating app a couple days prior, she says she ended up in a fight for her life. While she and Stewart were kissing inside her home, she says he pulled out a knife and slit her throat. You notice that scar on her neck. According to her, the two ended up in a violent brawl.
When I'm like, oh my God, Taylor, if you do not fight back, you're going to die. Like, she's going to get this knife out your hand, going to stab you to death.
Taylor Smith ended up getting away that night and says she's been almost able to make a full recovery. Now, Stewart is here in the Harris County Jail, charged in the incident. What Smith says she didn't know at the time that she invited him over is that he had a murder charge against him dismissed in Galveston County back in April. The Galveston County District Attorney's Office tells us he was accused of shooting and killing a man during the sale of shoes. But the case got dismissed, citing an eyewitness, a surviving victim of the shooting, would not cooperate with the case. The DA's office tells ABC 13 that they had no other option but to dismiss the charge, but they do have the ability to refile if the witness decides to cooperate. Stewart was also charged last year in Galveston County for having a shank in their jail.
Please search their names, because I feel like if I would have searched his name up and I probably would have saw that, I probably would have, been like, no, do y'all background checks and just be safe.
Micah Hatfield, ABC 13.
Covered evidence.
That's just bizarre to me. I don't understand why people are not doing any kind of background check. It doesn't even take much. You don't even need a whole lot of information on somebody to find out whether or not they have a criminal record or what. And definitely don't ever bring somebody up into your house on a first date. Then, well, anyway. This guy clearly is violent, and he didn't take the time to, I'm not sure if he told him that he was a transgentleman or what, but still, he didn't do his due diligence. And like I said, online dating has been going on for a long time now, and you still got people out here being silly and taking somebody at somebody's word at face value, somebody you don't even know. Anyway, that's it, y'all.